What's going on, you guys? What's going on, family? What I want to do is go ahead and break down another trade that I have taken this week. It's literally, to be honest, one of my favorite trades that I've taken this week. It's blessed me a lot. As you can see, it is completely tanked, completely fell off the entire floor. So what I'm going to be going over first, let me go ahead and make sure that I have these nice and out and ready for you guys. I'm going to use these and play these as my stop losses, right, to make sure that you guys are well prepared and equipped on how to break down your trades and how to actually manage them, right? So, why did I actually enter into this trade? That's the first thing. Why did I enter into this trade? Well, if we go to the daily, right, this engulfing candle is a supply area, meaning that these are areas of sellers, right? So I expected when price comes up here to immediately sell, which happened. Now, why did I enter and how did I enter? What I saw was this nice bearish engulfing candle right after this nice wick, right? And if we go down to the 1 hour, right, if we go down to the 1 hour, we actually see a nice flag here, right? There is a nice flag indicating that this is going to drop, right? A lot of people will say, well, wouldn't this be kind of like an ascending channel as well or ascending wedge? Absolutely. It's just subjective on how exactly you would draw your lines. But this is what I see from this is how I actually viewed the trade, right? So I took this strictly off of the 4 hour close of this candle. I'm highly into price action if you guys do not know. So this is what I took off of this candle. Now, later on, probably several hours afterwards, I was getting a little bit worried if price was going to um, head to the downside, because when you're looking at price like this could, and especially because we're still above the trend line, you could technically, use this as, okay, this might be a bullish flag to take to the upside, right? Which I was fully capable of taking that loss. I accepted the loss. But then when I woke up the next morning, I saw this huge drop, which I was very, very ecstatic about. Now, you guys know that I do not manage on the 4 hour or any other time frame. I manage on the 1 hour time frame. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the 1 hour time frame for you guys and show you exactly how I manage this trade. So my first TPs, right? My first TPs were this was my TPs here. All right, so my first TP was this yellow line. My second TP was this yellow line. And then on to here was the TP3, right? So as soon as you can see, price just busted through. Now, mind you, I was asleep. So, but no matter what, price went on through. So as soon as that happened, as soon as price hits TP1, I go ahead and move my stop to break even, right? So I can go ahead and take the risk, the actual risk off the table. I want to make sure that I don't even have to worry about this anymore, right? And as soon as price comes to TP2, I go ahead and secure 50% of that profit and then go ahead and trail my stop even more accordingly. Right now, if we were to watch price and see what happens, we certainly get a pullback here, right? And this pullback here, I started watching and saying, this could actually drop some more, which it did. So as soon as I get an impulse, right? As soon as I get an impulse here, I went ahead and moved my stop to this high, right? And this was kind of like how I drew this here, right? It's literally replicated of how I did it. I moved my stop to this high and I protected my high, because if price breaks this high, then most likely we will be going to the upside. So since we went to TP2, I went ahead and secured 50% of my profit, and I was kind of happy with this trade. Usually by the time I hit TP2, I'm usually I'm not even paying attention to the trade anymore, because I kind of already secured what I wanted, which is between 60 to 80% of what I kind of went in for. I secured more than my stop loss. And that's the whole point. I secured more than my risk. So at the same time, I went ahead and just let the trade run, and price just continued to fall, right? Price just continued to fall. And I went ahead and moved my stop above this high. And then since then, price just went ahead and busted right through my TP. I didn't even have time to trail my stop to this area. But if I was actually paying attention at that time, I would have moved my stop here, right? But at the time, I was busy, so I didn't move my stop there at all. So at this point, we hit and secured about 3.9%, pretty much 4%, which is extremely well. I'm extremely happy about this trade. This was the trade of the week for me. So I secured this specific trade, and I went ahead and just from there moved on to the next, right? And that's exactly what you guys have to do when it comes to trading. You have to go ahead and trade these the exact same way, right? And what I want to do next, go ahead and delete this. What I want to do next is go to AJ, right? I had a good trade on Audjpy as well. And as you can see, I didn't adjust my stop losses. This is exactly how I took the trade and managed the trade. Why did I get in this trade? Well, we had this ascending channel here at this nice major supply area. Like I said, area of sellers. And so on the 4 hour, I see this ascending channel. And on the 1 hour, I see this bearish flag forming. Also, we have this actually wicking our supply zone at this moment. So this was the trade for me. I was like, oh, this is crazy. And then we got this nice wick rejection. For me, when I get a nice wick rejection, I enter straight off that. And it can't just be a regular wick rejection like this. These are regular wicks. But when we get a longer wick, I took it strictly off that merit, and this was just an excellent trade from here. My other form of confirmation is when I went on the 4 hour. We had a nice bearish pin bar, which gave me extra confluence that this was going to completely fall to the downside. And like I said, I managed on the 1 hour. So as you can see, when price came all the way down here and came up and dropped again, remind you, I need an impulse after the pullback before I move my stop, right? I need an impulse after the pullback before I move my stop. So I moved my stop here, dropped some more, came back, pulled back. Now I use the 90% rule, meaning that when price hits is getting close or is 90% the way to my TP, I start to become a little bit more aggressive with my stop, right? So this was more of a pullback. This was kind of like a pullback, or maybe the 15, but I used it as that. I used this as my high and started trailing. And as soon as price came to here, my personal opinion, I was just like, I'm just gonna secure profit here because at this point it closed and I'm like, how many pips away? I think I was like not even 2 pips away, or maybe 2 pips away. Like actually it was 12 pips, and to me that's fine. I would take 12 pips, and you see how price just immediately reversed after the 12 pips. So I was completely fine with this trade. I was already done with it. It pretty much hit my TP. It was close to it. When price gets close to my TP, usually most of the time I just go ahead and get out of the trade. So like I said, you guys, these are my trades that I have taken this week. I've already journaled them. I'm already happy. I've had an excellent week so far. This past 2 weeks, I'm up 9%, close to 10%. So I'm pretty satisfied with what's going on this month in June. I had pretty bad 2 months so far. So I'm glad that this month is definitely recouping. I've already um, from this just these past 2 weeks have already been in profit off of one of those months, and I believe actually close to two of those months as well. So I'm kind of like at break even so far, but it's been an excellent 2 weeks. And next week I'm probably going to reduce my lot sizes so I do not so I can control my risk a lot more. When you have such a big 2 weeks or big week, you kind of want to step back and just and just be patient and conservative to gain that confidence back, because the worst thing you want to do is come into the charts with the same exact eagerness, same exact um, ego, because right now you feel like you're a god, and the worst thing you want to do is completely blow what you made. So I want to go ahead and close this out. I hope you guys really enjoyed this breakdown. You guys have an excellent weekend. Make sure you analyze the market. Make sure you study. I just got finished doing that. It's 10:45. I'm about to hit the hay, but you guys have an excellent weekend. See you guys later.